Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome into T2T After Dark. This is episode 12, talking about all the week 12 fantasy fun we're going to have. And start off by saying, like I said, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in. Rich, glad to be here with you tonight. Abe was traveling to Michigan currently. I think that maybe had a little snafu in the travel plans. So just the two of us coming at you. Rich, how you been, man?
Good, man. Just a long week of football planned ahead of us. I mean, we got the 3 games tomorrow. We actually got a game on Friday. What is it? What do they call it? Cyber Friday
Black
or
Friday.
Black Friday? Yeah, there you go. Miami and who are they playing again?
Jets.
Jets. That's right. So then kind of leading into Sundays and everything. So it's always it's like Thanksgiving has become like. I get it, Thanksgiving, but it's more about. It seems like it's more about football too. If it depending on your family and stuff like that. So I'm excited, man. Like I said, thankful for everything that has been given to me and my family, all the good things going on in our life, and thankful for being part of this team that we got going on.
Oh yeah, same here. It's wild where it's come from. With Coach and Justin and I, but however long ago it was, and you were one of the ones from the beginning, and like I said, it's been fun, been a heck of a ride. So yeah, definitely very very thankful for all that, and that we got a lot of football to watch. That makes it even better. So. Before we get going, you can find me on Twitter at Nate_Dirt19. You can find Rich at FridoBandito_FF. You can find the show at Toilets to Titles. You can find all of our content, mock drafts, articles, everything we do. Rich's top 10 and Jason. Are you guys releasing that early, or are you just releasing it for Sunday only?
No, we're releasing it tomorrow. It'll be released in the morning.
Okay, so their rankings for fantasy football will be released tomorrow on the website, as well as coaches, dudes, and duds. All kinds of good stuff on there. Everything you need, your one-stop shop for fantasy football content. If you listen to this, or I guess that you would be watching this on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe if you are not, and hit the little bell so you know when we're going live. We'd appreciate the heck out of that. And if you want to get in our Gilded chat and talk football with us all day, every day, like I said, there's a start sit question just came in right now. It's pretty much every single day. There's start sit stuff, trade advice, everything. It's free to join. There's gambling advice in there. You can message either one of us. You can email toiletsandtitles@gmail.com. They will also get you involved. Currently, yesterday was the last episode for the Yeti cooler giveaway. I don't know. I assume you can still maybe get in that.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the last 3 episodes, the last 3 weeks on Tuesdays, our Flagstaff show with Coach and Justin. And watch it, listen for the secret words and stuff like that. So still time to get into it. So
yep, when you're free Yeti. So, and like I said, you got to join all our Twitter. It has all the rules and all that stuff. So yeah, check it out. So week 12, one thing, Matt Canada was fired. Oh, and so was, I guess, Ken Dorsey was prior to. Oh, that was, we didn't really talk about that much anyways, but Matt Canada fired. I don't know. I don't think Kenny Pickett's necessarily the guy, so I'm not sure it's all Canada's fault, but they've been wanting him to be fired for a long time. So that it was kind of just counting down the days, it felt like, till he was going to be fired.
Yeah, it's interesting and stuff like that. You say that, and maybe it wasn't him, but it wasn't so much Kenny Pickett either. I mean, it's like you have all this talent on your squad and stuff like that. I'll give you a prime example. I was listening to the radio driving in one morning to work and stuff like that, and they talked about it all week on different sites and everything, but they asked Tomlinson, you realize you only used Warren like 9 touches throughout the game, and he was more protect. Does he regret not using him more? And he was saying like, no, that was part of our plan. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Matt Canada gets fired and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe he went back and watched film and stuff like that, second guessed maybe what he said in the press conference, and see what happens. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like the Antonio Pierce, they fire the coach and GM and they bring in Antonio Pierce, and the team is like they had something to play for. And maybe that happens in this situation. Do they have a replacement, or what's going on as far as play calling?
I don't even remember who they said. I'm looking it up right now. Who's taking over play calling duties? I don't even remember who it is.
I mean, never the case. I mean, like I said, depending on who it is and stuff, maybe they rally about and maybe they look good this first week and stuff. And wouldn't be surprised if you see an outscore of fantasy points.
They're elevating the running back coach Eddie Faulkner to the OC for now. So,
he has opportunity to really bring Warren into the light even more than what he's doing. So with him being the running back coach and stuff like that. So maybe this week is a good time to have both of them because maybe he leans more on the run game this week,
Yeah, I hope so. So Thursday night, bunch of injuries. Joe Burrow, some of the wrist, he's done. Mark Andrews goes to the IR. They're saying now he may be able to come back at some point. Just a lot of injuries. There's Lamar got hurt a little bit. So hopefully Lamar is okay. It seems like he is. And we'll just see. Like I said, we'll see what happens, I guess. A lot of injuries Thursday, but
yeah, I know that's another thing I know we kind of briefly touched about earlier when we're talking, but I know a lot of people been talking about how is Thursday games worth it? It seems like with all the injuries that happen and stuff like that. And another thing too is kind of like, they're having this Friday game and stuff like that. The Black Friday game between Miami, and wouldn't it be interesting if later down the road and stuff, they go away from the Thursday game and change it to a Friday game every Friday instead of Thursday, giving it another day for players to rest. I mean, look, I get it. NFL's a rough game and everything and stuff like that. Do you think they truly need 7 days to truly get that rest and get rejuvenated for that game? So maybe there ain't all these injuries.
I don't know. I don't know if that's. It's just hard to tell, and I don't think they'll ever go away from it. I mean, they're all about player safety, but I think at the end of the day, they're a little bit more about money. So. Oh, well.
Yeah.
But, well, we can get into our fantasy favorites for the week. I kind of did a little mix of Thursday and Sunday and Monday, actually. So I like Dak against the Washington football team. Their defense is not very good, and the Cowboys have been humming. I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. So
another good matchup and everything for excuse me, for Dak. It's like all these games where they got these big point spreads. They've been covering them and blowing those teams out. So another big one right here. See how it goes. I got Lamar Jackson. I know we're talking about maybe a little injured and stuff like that, but he's playing against the Los Angeles Chargers.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I feel like with injury with Andrews and everything, there's a possibility Odell might not be playing this game and everything. So he's going to have to, it's going to be a big part of the running game and stuff like that with their running backs and him taking advantage of it. So I look for him to get a lot of fantasy points through the running game and everything. So I do like him. And like I said, he'll throw some deep down to Zay Flowers and everything. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Running back, I like both the Detroit running backs, Gibbs and Montgomery against Packers. They are terrible against the run. And I think that Gibbs and Montgomery will both just eat them up all day long. So it should be a long day for the Packers defense. Well, maybe not, but I don't think they're never good against the run. So,
yeah, I'm riding that your coattail on that one. I have David Montgomery as my running back of the week, and I actually have both Gibbs and Montgomery in my top 10 in rankings this week. So I like that call that you have where you have both of them. I like both of them this week and stuff like that. That offense, the way it's set up and everything, they're both going to be utilized. So,
yeah, they should eat. Wide receiver, I like Devonta Smith against the Bills. I was going to say AJ Brown, but that seemed like easy. I haven't talked a lot about Devonta Smith, I feel like, all year, and he's kind of just been pretty quiet and productive. The Bills defense is not very good in coverage, and I would assume that I don't know if Rasul will shadow AJ Brown, but he'll definitely, make things harder on him. So I look for Smith to have a pretty good day against the Bills defense.
Yeah, he had a decent game last week and everything, and surprisingly, Brown was the one that had the bad game and everything. I mean, he was non-existent and everything. I mean, I like the call of the Devontae Smith, but I kind of think it's like one of those things, every time one has a good game, it goes back to the other one and
Yeah.
everything. So,
Yeah. I'm just hopeful that they'll both have good games.
I hear you and stuff like that. It's just Devontae Smith is like every time AJ Brown has a good game, he's kind of quiet, and it's vice versa and stuff like that. And then you have those few games sprinkled in through the year where they both have solid games. The thing that's kind of helping both of them to have that is the fact that Goddard, look, where's Goddard gone? It's like non-existent.
Well, he's hurt, so
no, I get it, but even for that, he was.
He's like real quiet all year.
Yeah, exactly, and everything. I have Puka Nacua as my receiver. With Cup getting injured last week, I don't know what his availability is this game and everything. So I look for Matt Stafford to really lean heavily on Puka Nacua. I know Kyron Williams is coming back. They just released Darrell Henderson, so he'll be in the game. Kyron will be back in the game, and I look for it to kind of them to run more, but it's going to open up the opportunity for Puka with Cup not being at his 100% if he does play.
Definitely. At tight end, got TJ Hawkinson against the Bears. I know the Bears defense has been playing a lot better the last couple of weeks, but I think Hawkinson is just too much for them to handle in the middle. And I think Dobbs kind of leans on him. So,
yeah, I like that call. My tight end is I'm going off the beaten path. Logan Thomas.
He's so great. He's just been great.
He's been consistent,
Yeah.
Sam Howell has really kind of utilized him and everything. And what I like about this weekend in particular is I know they're playing against the Cowboys and everything, but that rush that they have, I mean, with Parsons rushing in, it's going to have some openings for him and everything where they're going to be able to take advantage of that. So if anybody's going to eat and feed in this one, I look at like Logan Thomas to have one of those games where he might be a good candidate to have that he's going to have the opportunity. So,
no, yeah, I agree. Moving into, actually, before I do get in DFS, I want to talk about Patreon real quick. Patreon.com/Towards like I said, if you get in the Patreon, you get more entries in for the Yeti Cooler giveaway. So check that out. It's $1.50 a month, the cheapest one. It goes up from there. A lot of great stuff. The injury flip book is phenomenal. We do a waiver wire episode every Monday night, so you get it released to you before anybody else sends out a waiver wire episode, as far as I know. So it's usually being completed between, halftime and the end of the game on Monday Night Football. So you get it pretty quick after that. So
yeah, I don't think there's anybody out there giving a waivers wire as quick as we do. So
no, for those of you that are Patreon members that are listening, we appreciate the hell out of you guys. Like we said, we couldn't do a lot of this without you. So thank you for the support. That being said, let's get into the DFS portion. I have a Thursday one I'll do first, and then you can do yours, and then I'll do mine, I suppose. So
got it.
My Thursday only one, I like Jared Goff to have a good game. I think it's pretty clear. I think the Packers defense isn't good. Jahmyr Gibbs, a running back. Rich and I talked about that earlier. I like A.J. Dillon just because he's pretty much the only guy there. He's looked okay. Not the best, but I mean, he's going to get a good workload catching the ball out of the backfield too.
Hey, question for you real quick, Nate. Mm-hmm. What other running backs there that is going to take some shares from him?
So they picked Patrick Taylor back up. He was on the team last year and the year before. He got cut this year for Emmanuel Wilson, but he's back. So he'll get a few touches. And then the James Robinson's back as well. I'm not sure if he'll even dress, but I think he probably have to. I don't know if they can go to the game with two running backs. So, but I would assume Patrick Taylor gets a little bit, but I don't know how much.
Gotcha.
We'll see. So, receiver, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Curtis Samuel. Seems like Curtis Samuel's the other guy in Washington that gets a little bit of gets some targets here and there. So he's cheap. I had to go cheap with a couple guys so I could get St. Brown and CeeDee Lamb both. My tight end is Logan Thomas, like Rich said earlier. My flex was cheap because I didn't have a lot of money. It was Jaden Reed, who was the number one for the Packers, seems like lately, which is nice. And the defense, I like the Packers defense for some reason. If anything, they may be able to slow down some of the passing attack of the Lions. I didn't have a lot of money there at that point, and it was kind of like maybe force a turnover or two. That's about our only saving grace. So I don't think they'll kill you, but I don't think they're going to score you a ton of points. But I think it's okay. So
I like the read call, especially with the fact that Aaron Jones is out. I mean, I know he scored that one touchdown last week. It was like a sweep, underneath sweep where he ran. So they could utilize him and stuff like that. What's funny about it is this past week on Title Time, I know we had some people ask him some questions about the Green Bay Packer receivers, and I'm like, man, I don't know. It's hard to pick any week on which one's gonna have a big week and everything. Who's gonna score or not? Funny though, all three of them scored this past week.
yeah,
So it was a great game for them and stuff like that. And they kind of made me put my foot in my mouth on not staying. I personally try to stay away from them because you just don't know which one's going to have that week.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster just watching the game.
I'm sure you go through it like I go through with the Raiders. So
oh yeah, go ahead with your DFS lineup.
Yeah, so my DFS lineup, I have Gardner Minshew coming back from his bye. They'll be playing
Tampa.
Tampa, there you go. I'm going to be stacking Gardner Minshew with Josh Downs. He's had a week to recover from his injury, so I look for him to be more involved in this game and everything. So as far as running backs, I'm going with Isaiah Pacheco going against the Raiders. I'm actually going Rachaad White too against the Colts, so that have a little action in that game. I look for Christian Kirk to have a good game after Ridley had a blow-up game this past week. That's kind of one of those things too. They kind of go back and forth between the two of them. Yep. So I do like Christian Kirk this week to kind of get some leftovers from Ridley having a good game last week. As I discussed earlier, I am taking a Puka Nacua with the injury to Cup and everything. I look for him to he could have one of those games where he has like 17 targets,
I hope so.
It just one of those big games. And I think this is one of those weeks where you could actually utilize him in that aspect of it. I went cheap at tight end. I'm going Juwan Johnson. He was pretty cheap and stuff like that. And with them coming off a bye, I could see him being a little bit more involved in the game. I know Taysom Hill has been a big part of the game and everything. I don't know how 100% Derek Carr is as far as his injury that he had going into the bye. So hopefully he's coming out of that a little bit more recovered and everything. So with all that, I was able to sneak in Stephon Diggs at my flex. And I am riding that Texans defense this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That one can blow up and hit me in the face with that defense and everything. But they've been pretty stellar and stuff like that. And Jacksonville is one of those, you don't know what team you're going to get on every given week and stuff like that. So they had a big week last week. So I'm kind of looking for that kind of step back this week and everything against the Texas defense. Now, the Texans did beat Jacksonville Jaguars at home, at Jacksonville home earlier this year and everything. So we'll see how that goes.
I like that. I'm kind of with you on that, y'all. My regular Sunday DFS lineup, I like Matt Stafford. I know he got lit up last weekend, but he's going to play. He's tougher than he's tough as hell. I think they look good against the Seahawks. The Cardinals defense is not as good as the Seahawks. I think even with Cup out, like I said, I think Puka Nacua will be fine. Tyler Higbee will get his. I like Stafford this weekend. So a running back like DeAndre Swift, he looked awesome against the Chiefs. He was about the only thing that actually looked good on that team. It felt like he was running hard, just looked so damn good. Looked like Shady McCoy out there almost. So I like Swift to continue that. Jaylen Warren, also running back, like I said earlier, I think he's going to get the ball because that coach knows if I got a chance at keeping this job, I got to get this guy to football. It's actually funny on DraftKings that Warren is more expensive than Najee Harris now.
Yeah.
It's just funny. So at receiver, I like Tank Dell. He changed his name to Tank Dell now. It's not Nathaniel Tank Dell anymore. So I like that. So give me him. I know he's kind of sharing the number one with Nico Collins, and he's back, but I like those guys. Rashee Rice had a touchdown last week, looked pretty decent. I think they're going to try to keep him involved in the game. Their offense isn't clicking quite yet, but he's cheap. And, the Raiders at times have trouble covering in the secondary. So I think Rice should have a decent day. And then on the other side of I like Calvin Ridley. I just think that they continue to click a little bit, which is what we want, for that offense. So hopefully that helps. At tight end, like Evan Ingram, saying kind of the same. Ramondre Stevenson, my flex, because who knows what's going on with the Giants and the Patriots. I don't know who's even playing quarterback. And then I like the Chiefs defense because they're good. So You're on mute. You're on mute still, I think.
My bad, man. I was just going off like I was rambling on. I got Mr. Josiah in the chat. Has a question he wants our opinion on. He has Murray, Dobbs, Kincaid, Laporta, Austin Eckler, Taylor, Kamara, Tank Dell. Nice. CD Lamb, Amon. It just goes on and on. Devin Singletary. Start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 QB, and 1 flex. Who do I start? So let's break it down this way. Two running backs. Who's the 2 running backs you're starting?
Eckler and Taylor. That's easy for me. I'm not Kamara. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm gonna Josiah. I'm gonna go based off of my rankings. I have Eckler at number 4, and I have Jonathan Taylor at 7. Both of them my top 10. So I'm gonna agree with Nate on that. 2 wide receivers. Who you going with?
Probably CD Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's just what I got to go with. So
yeah, I know. Look, he got Tank Dell in there, and it's like, man, it really sucks that you pick a guy up and everything, and he's having the season he has. The good thing about it is you have that flex position and everything. So just like Nate is saying, look, I'm going CD Lamb and Amon. I have CD ranked at number 2 this week, and Amon ranked number 4, and then Tank Dell. Look, he's your flex play. I mean, I don't see how you start him. You bench him over at Kamara and Singletary. I know he got. I see he got Kincaid and Laporta. Are you starting any of those tight ends over any of them in the flex?
No, I think I'll start Singletary in the flex.
You would start Singletary over Tank Dell?
No, wait, no, just kidding. I forgot Tank Dell's there. I'm starting Tank Dell. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. So, out of the QB, which one you start, Murray or Dobbs?
I just gotta go with Murray. I mean, Dobbs has looked good, but Murray has the upside that I like. The Russian, and I know it's kind of a struggle down there, but I just have a hard time starting Dobbs over a guy like Murray.
Gotcha.
If you're looking for your floor, Dobbs, but I mean Murray did fine last week.
All right. So hopefully that helped you out with ours. So let's go ahead and move on.
Yep. Lines of the week. I like Cowboys minus 12.5 against Washington football team. I don't think Cowboys slow down, and the Washington football team can't stop them.
Yeah, and I got Look, I know the Cowboys have this big spread, but this is a divisional game, and I know they've been blowing people out with these big spreads and everything.
I like that.
I'm taking Commanders the plus 13.5. Look,
I think they'll score. I think they will. We'll see. I like it though.
It's a shake, but man, I'm having this feeling kind of like last week. I picked the Giants at plus 13.5, and they cover. So I'm doing the same thing with the Commanders this week.
Texans plus 1.5 against Jaguars. Like I said earlier, Texans are hot. They're playing at home. I kind of like that home dog. So,
yep,
Texans getting points at home.
Nope, I like it too. I actually picked them in our. That's a new thing that we're doing this week. Me, Coach Justin, and Will. We're picking a member from the Title Tribe, and we're picking the games. And if the Title Tribe beats us they get a free entry into Frankenstein. If they already have a free entry, then they get a $25 gift card. So if that's something you're interested, show up on Tuesdays to get involved in that.
Oh yeah.
I am taking the 49ers minus 7 over the Seahawks. The Seahawks are riddled with injury right now. Kenneth Walker is going to be out. Geno might play with his injury. And I know Metcalf and Lockett are both dealing with injury. So I like the 49ers to really throttle this game.
For sure. My computer just shot me the wrong way. My last one I like is Ravens minus 3.5 Chargers. I know the Ravens are kind of injured, but it's Chargers. Their defense stinks. So
I am taking the Colts minus 2.5 over the Buccaneers. Look, they've had a week off and stuff like that. If these Colts don't come in and win this game, at least by a field goal and stuff like that, what's the point of even having a bye week? And what the hell are you doing on a bye week that you can't plan ahead? And I know it happens and stuff like that, but I like to believe that they could come back after a bye and beat the Buccaneers. So I'm taking that -2.5.
I like it. I like it. Well, we got anything else before you want to get out of here?
I'm gonna get my beat the Bandito lineup. I had a good week last week. I'm climbing back up. I'm in third in my at the beat the Bandito contest. My lineup for this week is I'm taking Kyler Murray at QB. I'm taking Zach Charbonnet at running back with the injury to Kenneth Walker.
Nice.
Look to ride Zach.
Good timing.
I'm taking Chris Godwin this week. I know he's kind of been quiet, and Mike Evans has been in kind of a big focus thing. So I hope Chris Godwin could get involved this week, and they look to pepper him with targets and everything. Dalton Schultz at with the Texans at tight end, and I am taking Christian Kirk, riding what I was saying earlier about having a big week after Ridley had a week last week.
I like it. Oh yeah, I like it.
Short and sweet.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the games tomorrow and Friday, Sunday and Monday. We'll see you all next Wednesday. Thanks again.